Hello and welcome to my kitchen. In this video I'm going to show you how to make paneer at home, which is an Indian cheese, and the steps to make it are very simple. And I've also tried to make paneer from soy milk and it worked fairly well, so you can try that as well. Actually it would work well because tofu is basically vegan paneer, so there you go, it does work. So let me show you how to make paneer at home. So to make paneer you need milk, and the type of milk that you need is whole milk. So this here, I have raw milk from the farm, and you can see that it's very creamy. If you can't get to a farm and get raw milk, then definitely use a full fat milk, whole milk. Don't use semi-skimmed, definitely not skimmed. So this is the kind of milk you want because you're going to separate the curd and the whey, and the more like milk solids and the like fats you have in there, the more curd you're going to end up with. So this is a 2-liter container of whole milk, raw milk from a farm, and I'm going to put it to heat into a large pan and heat it up like on a medium heat because I don't want it to burn at the bottom. So I've got a large heavy bottom pan here, and I've got my whole milk, and my cream is at the top. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a shake before I put it into my pan. You can see all that cream. This is really creamy milk. And I'm going to start my heat on a medium heat, the number 5. And what we want to do is bring this milk to a boil. So I'm going to let it boil. I'm going to stir occasionally so that it doesn't form a skin on top, but I'm going to let it come to a boil. So while my milk is coming to a boil, I've got some of my equipment ready, and we're going to use vinegar in this instance to separate the curd from the whey. I've tried lemon juice before, and I just find that I need a lot of lemon juice, and it always varies. So I'm going to do it with vinegar. Vinegar works very well. And if you're worried about the taste of vinegar in your paneer, don't worry, because we do rinse it off. And for that, I'm using a sieve. So you need a large sieve so that you can separate the curd from the whey and rinse it under water to wash away all of the vinegar. We're going to need some cloth. So you can either use cheesecloth, which you can buy in the shops, or this is just a very fine cotton fabric, which I'm going to use. So either way, you need some fabric so that you can tie up all the curd into a tight ball. And oh, this is heavy. This is a workout. So this is my granite pestle and mortar, and it is heavy. So you can either use like bricks or something heavy, because we want to put some heavy weight on top of your paneer, your cheese that is tied up in the cloth, to remove any remaining moisture from the curd. And that's basically the main equipment that you need. Of course, you're going to need something to put this in, maybe a plate or a tray, some newspaper as well, just to absorb some of that moisture. And don't forget to keep stirring every now and then. So this has been going for a good 30 minutes on a medium heat, the number 5, and it's definitely heated up, but it hasn't quite come to a boil yet, so it needs a little bit longer. So just in case you're wondering, it does take some time. So I can see the bubbles, and it's just coming to a boil now, so I'm going to add my vinegar. And I'm going to add it 1 tablespoon at a time. And just mix it in. And you just want the curd and the whey to separate. I can see it separating. I'm just going to add 1 more tablespoon just to make sure it's completely separate. And it doesn't really matter too much because we are gonna rinse this off. The thing I want to make sure of is that I don't boil it too much after adding the vinegar, because once the curd is separated, if you boil it and boil it, the paneer will be very hard. And that's how they make hard cheese, is by cooking and cooking it. So there you go. You can see that it's really separating now and the curd is coming together nicely. It's almost there, but I can definitely see that there's still, the whey is very milky still. So I'm going to do 1 more tablespoon. Let's see how that goes. So I've added 3 tablespoons of vinegar, and definitely add it 1 at a time. There you go. Now you can see how white the whey is, and that's what you're looking for. So it's come together very nicely. So that's what you're looking for. You see how this whey is? And before it was slightly milky, and now my paneer has come together very nicely. So I'm going to turn off the heat. And we're going to get ready to rinse this off. So I've actually put my sieve into a colander because I don't have enough hands. And I'm going to put some cold water in here and then just really rinse this off well. So we're going to rinse this off. And it's so nice and soft. And I don't smell any vinegar in here at all, but I'm just going to give it another quick rinse. And let that drain off for a little bit. So I've got a shallow bowl here, and I'm going to put my cloth in there, and then I'm just going to put my paneer into here. Just gather it all together and tie up the cloth. And tie it up, and you can see like all the moisture coming out. And you want to get rid of all that excess moisture. So some of the moisture will come out like this, but you can't really stand here and just keep taking it out. So that's where the weight comes in. So we'll do that in a second. So this is how much moisture came out. So this is the whey out. So I'm going to throw this away. And I've got a plate here. And I'm going to put a smaller plate upside down on it. I'm going to put my paneer on top of that, and this is where we have to put the heavy weights. And let's see if I can balance my pestle and mortar on top of it. Okay, so I finally managed to balance it. So the thinking behind this is that the small plate will allow any moisture to drain off into the larger plate below. And the plate on top of the paneer will help flatten it a little bit. So let's see how this works. Okay, so this has been resting for 2 hours, and I'm just gonna check it. My cloth is quite wet. And actually, it looks like it is set. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator to cool. Yeah, it's set very nicely and it's quite soft, which is what you want. So I've got a plastic container here and I'm just gonna place the paneer in there, cover it, and refrigerate it. Now my paneer has been in the fridge for about 24 hours and I'm gonna check it now. And it looks great. It actually has gone a little bit more yellow than it did look yesterday, and it's firmed up a bit as well. So I'm gonna cut this and see how it's turned out. And it's definitely nice and firm, but it's not as hard as the paneer that you buy in the shops. And I think that's because that paneer has been sitting there for a long time. So I'm just gonna cut it into small cubes. And look at that. Perfect. So you can see that it's not that hard to make paneer at home. And trust me, this homemade paneer tastes so much better than any you can buy in the shop. So definitely try out this recipe. Now for storage, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this paneer, you can cut it or leave it whole. I'm gonna put it back in the container and put it in the refrigerator, and it should keep fresh for about 2 weeks. If you need to store it for longer, then you can definitely freeze it as well. I can't wait to make some recipes using my homemade paneer, so make sure you watch out for those recipes that will be coming up using this lovely paneer. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel. And if you're enjoying my recipes and my videos, then definitely share them with your friends and family. I look forward to seeing you all soon for some more cooking inspiration.